Welcome in, everyone. We have our kickoff to the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs game coming up in just a few minutes. We will have our inactives as well as keys to the game, key matchups, and more following our intro. Welcome back, everyone, to the Go Bills podcast presented by GoBillsPodcast.com. I'm your host and founder of the page, Brett McDurphy. Glad to be with you on this Sunday afternoon to talk about Buffalo Bills football. And hopefully you can hear me better now. I did have a mistake that came on. You can hopefully hear me better now than before, just a couple seconds ago. But we had an issue with our microphone not being on. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now, though. If you're in the channel and you are watching, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me better. We have a awesome matchup today at 4:25. It's a nationally televised game that we will have between the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. But let's get into the inactives for the Buffalo Bills and for the Kansas City Chiefs. Starting with the Bills, we have Damar Hamlin inactive, Kingsley Jonathan, Jermaine Ifedi, Alec Anderson, and Poona Ford. For the Kansas City Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco, running back, is going to be inactive. Linebacker Drew Tranquill, also inactive. Nick Jones, cornerback, inactive. BJ Thompson, a defensive end, inactive as well. Donovan Smith will be inactive. Also, Neil Farrell and Malik Herring will also be inactive for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's great news for the Buffalo Bills in some areas. The starting free safety for the Kansas City Chiefs will also be inactive as well. So that's another big move for the Buffalo Bills to have. Another guy that will be inactive for this game. That will be Brian Cook, who will be inactive, who is one of their best ball handling free safeties out there for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's a great sign for the Bills to be able to talk about what we will have going forward in the future in this game and the keys to the game. So we'll get into that in just a couple seconds. We do have scores from around the league as well. There's some big games that are going on at the moment, especially with the ones that are finalized so far. We have a few that have been finalized in just last couple of seconds. We'll get to those games right now. But let's start with the games that are still being played. The Rams and Ravens is a great game going into the final 2 minutes. It's 28-23 Rams over the Ravens. The Browns are ahead of the Jaguars with 6 minutes and 48 seconds left, 28-21. The Seahawks and 49ers game just started. The 49ers are up 7-0. The Saints have defeated the Falcons 28-6. The Bengals have defeated the Colts 34-14. Buccaneers have defeated the Falcons 29-25. And the Bears have defeated the Lions 28-13. Other games that are going on at 4 o'clock that have already started. The Vikings and Raiders game has just started. The Raiders have the ball right now, 3rd and 2 at Las Vegas's 43-yard line with 11 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first quarter. And we also have the Broncos and Chargers and Bills and Chiefs games coming up as well. Got about 15 minutes before kickoff, but let's get into the keys to the game presented by GoBillsPodcast.com. Keys to the game for me come down to a few things, and it's going to be the Bills being able to press the ball down the field a little bit in this game, and that's going to have to be with guys like Stephon Diggs, who will be going one-on-one mostly throughout the game against guys like Trent McDuffie as well as Ladarius Sneed. And you got to hit the one-on-one matchups over the deep ball as well as over the middle. We also have Dawson Knox, and we call him now Hard Knocks because we are close to Christmas time, so we got to call him Hard Knocks. And he will be making his return after a wrist injury. He is a newly engaged man as well, so hopefully his confidence will be back up. But we'll see the DK brothers back on the field again, which is going to be a great sign. So the Bills are going to have to utilize the perimeters on the outside and then go to the middle of the field with our tight ends in DK and Dawson Knox, as well as Dalton Kincaid. Other keys to the game come down to the Bills being able to win the time of possession battle, which is another very important task for the Bills. You're going to have to win the time of possession battle and really go have the ball moving with guys like Latavius Murray and James Cook holding down the backfield. So if the Bills are going to want to win this game, which obviously they want to win the game, let's just be honest there. But if the Bills are going to want to try and win the time of possession battle, then that's going to be one of the biggest keys for the Bills to get a win today against the Kansas City Chiefs. Other keys to the game involve the offensive line being able to keep Chris Jones, who is an X factor in this game. He is our number one X factor on defense that we're going to have to worry about. He is a man that can dictate the interior defensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're going to have to make sure that we are double teaming him in the middle of the field. But the Bills are going to have to make sure that Josh Allen's pocket is clean so he has enough time to throw the ball and hit the deep balls, as well as find the checkdowns as well. But this offensive line with Deion Dawkins, as well as Connor McGovern, Mitch Morse, Osiris Torrance, and Spencer Brown have been phenomenal this year. They are one of the top offensive line groups in the NFL this season. On defense for the Buffalo Bills, it really comes down to a couple of things, which we're going up against one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. This is one of the better matchups for quarterbacks between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And for the Bills to be able to stop Patrick Mahomes, it comes down to a couple of things, which is going to be, number one, containing him on the outside. And then you're going to have to get interior pressure with guys like Ed Oliver and even Linval Joseph in the interior of the defensive line, but also mixing in guys like Tim Settle and Jordan Phillips inside as well. For the Bills, they're also going to have to figure out another X factor on offense, which is going to be Travis Kelce, who has been playing pretty good football lately, and we'll wait to see if Taylor Swift is going to be at this game, but that's to be determined. We'll figure that out. Hopefully she isn't, because Travis doesn't play nearly as well when she's not at the games. But we're going to have to stop Travis Kelce, and that's going to come down to a couple of different ways to do it, which I believe the Bills are going to put Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde on Travis Kelce, as well as maybe a mix of Rasul Douglas in there as well, which I believe he's the best press coverage player on the Bills, and he's 6'2" as well, so he fits the size that Buffalo would need to be able to get the coverage on Travis Kelce. Other areas for the Bills, they're going to have to win the battle in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and on defense as well. You cannot get bullied into this offensive line that has been playing some pretty good football as well, but we got to be able to get into the backfield and put pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and that comes down to guys like AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, even Von Miller having a big game out there as on the field. So it's going to have to come down to Buffalo getting stops on third down, which has been an area of the last couple of weeks that the Bills have done a good job on, but you're going to have to get stops on third down, be able to go down the field and convert on third down for the Buffalo Bills on offense as well, which is going to be another key for the team, and to not allow third and longs in certain situations as well. For us, we have the Bills winning this game by a final score of 35-31, which is right where I believe the Bills will be at. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game between two really good teams out there on the field, and you have a ton of weapons out there as well between guys like Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelce, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. You can even throw in some other guys as well, and Trent McDuffie, who's an up-and-coming player, Rasul Douglas as well. And there's some familiarity between the teams, too, with Andy Reid and Sean McDermott being on the same squad in Philadelphia. That's where Sean McDermott was the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. But also there's familiarity because these teams have played so many times in a row. And this will be the first time in a long time that a quarterback will have 3 victories in Arrowhead Stadium over Patrick Mahomes. And that's Josh Allen could be the first player to ever do it. He's currently the first player to have 2 victories over Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead Stadium, but could he make it his third? That very well could happen today. Let's go over another matchup that's going to be a key for the Bills, which is going to be the matchup of the new starting middle linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs in Nick Bolton, who has been activated off of IR, who's going to be starting this game, and he's going to have to go up against Josh Allen in the middle of the field. And Bolton has been very good, not only as a pass rusher, but also as a run stuffer this season. But now he's coming back after an injury, which is going to be a key for the Buffalo Bills to be able to find and expose him when Josh is trying to take off and run. Last time the Bills played, Bolton did a pretty good job of containing Josh Allen, but I believe that this is the game where Josh is going to have to utilize his legs a little bit in this game, which is going to be an important key for the Bills to be able to move the ball down the field, especially when the wide receivers are being covered. You're going to have to use your legs to be able to go and convert third downs. We do have the Bills winning this game, like I said, 35-31 at the end of the day, which will put the Bills right back in the playoff race. We have a couple more games coming up this season between first of all, we will have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Highmark Stadium, which will be the next game, followed by the Chargers, the Patriots, and then we will go down to Miami, which will be hopefully for the division. We'll see when that happens, but we have other games coming on this week. Let's get into the other. I just want to check on score updates real quick. We do have the Miami Dolphins that will play tomorrow night, 8:15 against the Titans in their matchup tomorrow night. We also have the Jets winning 30-6 over the Texans. I did not mention that score yet. So the Jets did find a way to win, which also helps the Bills in the playoff race. Let's go over that playoff race real quick because we do have the Browns who are currently on defense right now with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. They are up by 1 touchdown in this game, and the Jaguars are moving the ball down the field. It's 3rd and 10 at Jacksonville's 31-yard line currently. It's actually 4th and 3 now. They just changed this, so it's 4th and 3 right now for the Jaguars to be able to convert one of our opponents, which would help the Bills be able to move up in the playoff standings right now. They are currently the 11th seed in the AFC playoffs. That's before all the games that have happened today. So the Bills will be moving up a little bit in the playoff standings. The one game that did hurt the Buffalo Bills today was the Bengals game that we were hoping that the Colts would win that game. Unfortunately, it did not happen, but there very well could be. Well, the Bills are definitely going to move up in the standings overall. So we'll get back to you on where we will finish up for the team going forward. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on social media. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, as well as Threads. Also, don't forget that we will be on our halftime show immediately following the conclusion of the first half of the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs game coming up in just a few minutes. Also, don't forget that we will have our post-game show following the conclusion of the Bills game tonight. That'll be a quick post-game show followed by, but on Monday we will have our Overreaction Monday show coming up as well. So that'll be another show that we will have later on this week. This has been the Go Bills Podcast. We will see you next time for another edition of the Go Bills Podcast. Until then, Go Bills.